Good morning, guys. Welcome back. We're here for another deep dive, and we're going on a journey with Journey. So sorry for the pun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Now, I know I can't say I'm a big fan. I like their music a lot, but I haven't really listened to that much other than the hits. So I'm not going to, hopefully, not going to know any of these that I've chosen. Now, as to choice, before we get started, I get a lot of comments on some of them, some of my deep dive saying, you chose the wrong songs. Why did you skip this album? Why did you do that? Why all of their early albums are better than their later, so why didn't you concentrate on those? Look, I have to make a decision somewhere. I'm going in not knowing the music that well, apart from the hits, as I say. So I have to look at it, and I want to look at their journey across their career, if you like. So that's why I'm only picking 5 tracks, so that's very difficult when there's a lot of singles to pick or a lot of albums to pick from. So I have to skip some. So because I want to look at their journey, I'm not going to pick all the ones bunched up at the beginning of their career when I don't then know what they're going to sound like at the end, because I don't know their music that well. So the guys that do may say, oh, their early stuff's better, but I don't know that until I listen to some. And that's the thing. For me, this is my journey that you're coming along for the ride on. It's not your journey because you've already done it, most of you that are watching. So it's my journey. So I'm picking tracks, I'm skipping years so that I can pick a selection. And I'm looking at info about the albums and I'm thinking, what's interesting about that? Oh, they changed some of the lineup, or this happened or that happened. So that's why I'm picking them. As to picking the wrong songs, I don't know the songs that I'm picking. I might have heard them, but I don't recognize them. So it's for me a random thing. I can't say, oh, this is the good one. I've got to pick this one. How do I know that? I don't. So I'm picking from their released songs on those particular albums. I'm looking at it and picking one. It's really random, but it's giving me a feel for the band. So this is the way I do it. This is why I do it. So the comments telling me I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I'm not wrong. I'm doing what I think is right for me. It may be wrong to you, but then you've heard the music and I haven't, so I can't judge that. Anyway, enough of that. Journey. I love Steve Perry's voice, so this is going to be fun. 15 studio albums, 5 live albums, 11 compilation albums, 1 soundtrack album, which is interesting. 52 singles, over 100 million records sold worldwide, and inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2017. So, they formed San Francisco, 1973, and it was a mix of members, apparently. Santana, Steve Miller Band, and Frumious Bandersnatch, who I haven't listened to, I don't think. I don't think I've heard of their music before. But that was the combination of members in those bands originally. But their biggest success, 1978 to 87, those were the big successful years with Steve Perry as lead vocals. And apparently they started out as prog rock and then kind of developed a jazz fusion sort of sound before becoming Journey, more commercial rock pop. Apparently they named themselves Journey after an unsuccessful radio contest to name the group. It was unsuccessful and it ended up with the roadie, John Villanueva, I'm thinking, suggested Journey. So they went with it. And their first appearance as a band together, this wasn't under the name Journey, it might have been, I don't know, was in 1973 in the Winterland Ballroom, New Year's Eve in San Francisco to 10,000 people. And it just got better from there. Steve Perry joined in 77. And the lead guitarist, Neal Schon, is the remaining original member, apparently. Now, that's a very brief outline because there's just a lot of info and we'd be here all day and it would just be talking and we're here to listen. So we're going to listen to the first one. And I've picked the beginning because that's where we start. And we're starting with their first album, which is Journey in 1975. And I've picked To Play Some Music, which was one of the releases from that. As I said, I don't recognise the name. I don't know which is the best single from this album. So we're just picking one. I picked one that I like the sound of. Written by Greg Rowley, who was the lead vocals at the time. Lead vocals and keyboard player. Neal Schon, lead guitar and vocals. It hit 138 on the Billboard charts. This is the whole album now. the whole album hit 138. Did better in Japan and hit 72 in their album charts. So that's it. I'm going to shut up now and we're going to play the music. Let's listen. And my fault. Me. Oh, okay. Have I heard this? I might have done. I like that riff. Okay. I'm liking that bit of bass riff in there, and I'm liking the tune. It sounds familiar, but that might just be that it sounds like Journey. I don't know. I like Gregg Rolic's voice. I'm more used to Steve Perry's voice. I think that's the one I've heard the most. And that's what kind of resonates with me as Journey. It's weird, isn't it? It's always however well the band sounds like the band, it's that vocals pull it together and you know that's the band. That becomes the sort of sound of the band. But he's got a good voice. I'm liking it. But I don't know if I recognise it or not. It sounds familiar, but I don't recognise the lyrics or anything. So I don't know. I'm liking that bit of bass, as I said. This is awesome. What I didn't say at the beginning, and I should have said, is if you want to skip any of this and just don't want to listen to me waffle, that's up to you. Then the timestamps will be in the description, so you can just jump. You can just jump to this track. You won't have to listen to me waffle. You might have to listen to me waffle in the middle, unless you just drag the slider across until you see the music start again. But that's up to you. Anyway, let's carry on. That bass line.
What you have and what you hear is what you really want to know. You'll only come here 'cause there's nowhere else to go. The only sound that we have to ever show. Yeah!
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna mute that before. Yeah. Okay. I like it. I liked it. I don't think I know it. It's kind of got that familiar feel, but that might just be because it sounds like them. I like the keyboard. We've got keyboards have a heavy part to play, and I noticed that with some of the 70s songs. There's a lot more keyboard prominence in a lot of them, and that was having that solo, and then we got the guitar solo later. Bass line was awesome, and then there was that real deep distortion sound as well. I'm not sure if that was what that was causing that. That was interesting. I wish I knew exactly what was playing on that. There was a lot going on at one point in the instrumentation bit and it was like instrumental bit, and I'm not sure whether there was a synthesizer. It sounded like a sort of synth voice like ELO have. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to look it up. That's just takes too much time, doesn't it? We're not going to do that. That was fun. I enjoyed that. It's got a good voice. I like it. Now the next one is interesting. We're jumping through on the next one. We're going to 1978 to the Infinity album, and we're going for Wheel in the Sky. First album that has Steve Perry on it. A change in musical style, apparently, is what I'm reading that was happening. The writers were Neil Schon, Greg Rowley, Steve Perry, and Robert Fleischman briefly was with them as lead vocalist. Greg Rowley doing backing and co-lead, and Steve Perry in there as well. So this is going to be interesting. If they're all three are singing, that will be interesting. But yeah, I'm going to go here and switch this over now. Get this to the next one. Wheel in the Sky. Hopefully levels will be good. Audio levels. I need to turn one of the tracks up, I noticed, which was a bit lower than the others, but that's later on. So yeah, so this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how much of this Steve Perry is singing, how much Greg's singing, how much Robert Fleischman, who was briefly with them, is singing. So it should be interesting. The Wheel in the Sky. Let's give it a go. At least we've got video so we can see who's singing. Hopefully the quality's not too bad. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we've got Steve doing the lead vocals in his flares. We're in the 70s still. I haven't heard this one, which is good. I think the thing for me is I'm probably going to be more familiar with the next album onwards, which we're hitting into the 80s, which was more around the time that I was listening to this sort of stuff. 70, 78, I'm still quite young comparatively. I haven't hit my teens at that point, so I may not have, it wasn't really what I was listening to. So maybe that's why I don't recognize it. But yeah, it's definitely feels pared back compared with the last one, because we haven't got so much going on at the moment with the instrument, the instrumentals, the instrumentation. We've got keyboards there, but we haven't got, I don't know. It's a different feel. And it doesn't really feel 70s so much to me. But I suppose we are getting late and we're hitting the 80s soon. Yeah, I like it. I like it though. And Steve Perry's voice is just stunning. I like Greg Rowley's on the last one, but this is kind of taking it up a notch, and it's obviously higher as well. I'm really liking it. Let's carry on. And that riff there. Nice.
Too for tomorrow.
Great voice. Nice. Do that. Okay. That was good. I enjoyed that. That heavy bass again. I really like the bass lines in these tracks. And the guitar solo. Bloody awesome. As keying up the next one. I love his voice. I don't know why Gregg Rolie left. Apparently he tried to come back. He did come back briefly later, but it didn't stick. But yeah, that was so good. I really like that bass line. Just such a good voice, and I haven't heard it. I haven't heard that one. We're doing well. Normally, well, not normally, but sometimes. I think one of my deep dives I actually knew 3 of the songs, which was a bit bad. I picked the wrong ones there, trying to get a feel for something different. But again, wouldn't have heard them for a while, so it's kind of nice to revisit anyway. Next. We're heading to the 80s. This is my era of music mostly, although I do love the 70s as well. But the 80s, Still They Ride from the album Escape, which was released in 81. Still They Ride was released in 82. We've got a new keyboard player, apparently, Jonathan Cain, replacing Gregg Rolie. And this was written by Steve Perry, Jonathan Cain, and Neil Schon. So. This should be good. Let's jump over. I need to switch this. I can't do that screen. There we go. Nobody said this was going to be professional. Let's give this a go, shall we? Yes, indeed.
Jesse rides through the night under the main street light, riding slow. This old town ain't the same. Now nobody knows his name. Times have changed. Still he rides. Traffic lights keeping time. Oh, leading the wild and restless through the night.
Right, before we carry on, before we get through most of the song without me stopping, that was beautiful. We've slowed it right down for this one, and it's now keyboards taking center stage at the moment. And it's his voice is just so good. It's so good, and this is such an emotional pull on this one. I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's carry on.
Spinning around in a spin. Oh, it's hard to leave this carousel. Round and round and round and round. Still the ride on wheels of fire.
Nice. Nice. Ooh. Okay, that was good. That sounded like Journey to me more than the other two. That just had that sound and had that emotional pull and had that more of a rock ballad to it. His voice is absolutely stunning. I think, this is why of all the voices I listen to, I love this one so much. And I think that's maybe why I like Eric Gronvoll's voice as well. He has that same quality. It's those clear tones, but a little bit of grit here and there. But it's just that emotional pull as well that you feel, or I feel anyway. That's how it hits me. I enjoyed that a lot. So, next one. Where are we going now? Well, apparently there was a split, I think, in '86. And they got back together for this particular album in '96. This album was released and they reunited for this album. So almost a 10-year. I don't know how long it took them to do this album. Trial by Fire is the album. Released in '96. And the song is When You Love a Woman, is what we're going to do. Let's get this. Go. I didn't put any more info on this other than that the year in '97 Perry quit again. He had a hip injury. And he was given the option. They wanted him to tour, I think, and he wasn't ready to. And I think it all went a bit pear-shaped. And also Steve Smith quit the band at that point. He was with the band and he said it wasn't Journey without Perry. I kind of agree in a way that that's the kind of iconic sound is of Journey is when you hear Perry singing with them. But anyway, so I'm interested to see if I know this one. I didn't recognize the last one either, which I thought I might, given that it was an '80s. This one I might as well, but I don't know. We'll wait and find out. I'm doing well so far. I haven't recognised them. I think the last one was my favourite. I think I like the other two a lot, but I think that one. Let's see. This is going to be the new favourite. Sucker for some piano.
In my life I see where I've been.
Wow.
I said that I'd never fall again. Within myself I was wrong. My searching ain't over. I know that you're a woman. You see your world inside eyes. Know she's standing by your side. Joy that lasts forever. There's a band of gold that shines, waiting somewhere. Oh yeah. If I can't believe it.
Anyway, before I do that, let's come back. I got a bit mesmerised. I love that piano. That just automatically sets up that emotional feel to it. And his voice is just stunning. And this is like 20 years after he joined the band, and his voice is just still as stunning. It's weird. Some people, their voices just go on forever, and others you can tell the deterioration. I mean, it's only 20 years, so it's not that long. But yeah, it's just awesome. I still think I prefer the last one. I have a feeling going forward from here, I've got a bonus track which is going to push us back to the 80s. I just feel like the 80s resonate the most with me. Excuse me. Those are the songs I'm most familiar with from Journey, and those are the ones that I really like. Not saying this isn't good, because it is. I prefer the last one, I think, but I'm enjoying this a lot. Let's carry on.
If I can't believe it's one is true, to fall in love is so hard to do. I hope and pray tonight, somewhere you're thinking of me, girl. Yes, I know. There's a band of gold that shines, waiting somewhere. Oh
Okay. That was good. That was good. You not only get that piano coming in with at the beginning to set up the emotion, but the strings as well, and where they were swelling partway through that was awesome. And I always like it when we have some kind of orchestral instruments I mean, they're all instruments, but when you hear orchestral with more modern like electric guitars, it just sounds so good. I love that melding of the two. Going back to their roots, if you like, because classical music was where it all started. That was awesome. His voice, I can't get over his voice, and he really tugs at the heartstrings. He just conveys that emotion so well. That was beautiful. But it didn't last, did it? It didn't last. So we've got the next one is a change. We haven't got Steve anymore for this one. We're going to Arnel Pineda on vocals and Dean Castronovo as the drummer for this one. And we're jumping forward quite a chunk. I haven't done their latest, their last album, which was 2022. I've gone for the one in 2008 because that's when we've got Arnel Pineda coming in as the vocalist. So we're going to jump to that one. And it's let's get rid of this and put this up. And I need to turn my volume up on it. After all these years, from Revelation 2008. So it's going to be interesting. We've got a different drummer and we've got a different singer for this one. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do it. I might have to jiggle around with the volume for you, but we'll see. I've turned it up a little bit because this was a little bit quieter than the other record. Should be all right now.
Faded wedding photograph, you and me in our first dance. Our eyes are closed, we're lost in a sweet embrace. Since those days the world has changed, but our love remains the same. God knows we've had our share of saving grace.
Okay. Yeah. He's got a fantastic voice. But it's not Steve Perry. This is the problem, isn't it? He's got such a good voice, and it must be quite difficult going to an iconic band and taking over as lead singer from someone. I don't know if there was somebody else before him. I don't think he was the one that took over from Steve Perry. I don't know. You can correct me or let me know on that. I don't know. I don't think he is the one that took over from Steve Perry, but he is a new one following on. And he's got a fantastic voice, but I think it must be so difficult to say I'm going to take on this iconic band's vocals when you're following that. And yet he is very good. But I don't even know if I'd say he's not as good as Steve Perry, but it's just that Steve Perry is the voice of Journey, and it's the one you think of, even though he wasn't the first voice of Journey. So you'd think really that, and maybe you do, you hardcore Journey fans will have to let me know if you consider Gregg Rolie as the singer of Journey, or if it is Steve Perry all the way. He was there longer, I guess, and he's got such a voice. And this guy's got a fantastic voice, but as I said, it's just not Steve Perry. I don't want to take anything away from this guy because he sounds fantastic, and I'm enjoying this. but I kind of, part of me is thinking, what would it sound like if Steve Perry was singing it? You know? Anyway.
You make it feel brand new after the fights that we walked through. Against the odds, we never lost our faith, and our hearts are made out where our children all have grown. Precious moments, time cannot erase. Make a living on the gypsy highways. Seasons that we both to share apart. Somehow in my heart I always keep you near me. After all these years, after all these years, you stood by me days and nights that I was gone. After all these years, you sacrificed, believed in me, and you stood strong. 'Cause with our love, there's nothing left to fear. After all these years, after all these years, you stood by me in days and nights that I was gone. After all these years, you sacrificed, believed in me, and you stood strong. 'Cause with our love, there's nothing left to fear. After all these years. Thank you so much for that.
Nice. Okay. What else have I got to say about that? A bit. He had a lot of emotion in that as well. He was bringing out the emotional feel to it, and it sounded like a Journey song to me. Now, whether that's because at this point I think Neil Schon is the only original. I'm assuming he's been on the other writing credits for the other songs. I'm assuming he's on the writing credits for that, and that may be why it still sounds like Journey. But it does, and his voice is fantastic. Still prefer Steve Perry's, but only just because he is so good. He is so good. That was really good, and it was a good choice to have him with the band because he sounds awesome. And very emotional. Again, he could put in that emotion to those songs. And I really like this song. And it's weird because a lot of the bands that I deep dive on, I find later songs as they progress through the years, the more recent songs I don't actually like. I can't remember. There's one other band that I really did like because it felt like a return to the 70s feel. And I liked it. But yeah, a lot of them I'm just not very keen on the later stuff compared with their earlier stuff. But that sounds like an 80s rock song of them. So it's great. It's great. It sounds like Journey. Good. I like it. I like it. Anyway, that's my normal 5. Now, normally I'd stop there. But I was intrigued by this one soundtrack album, and I thought we could go and check out a song from that. Now, apparently, there's only 2 that have any lyrics on them, any vocals, so we're picking one of those. This album came out in 1980. It is Dream After Dream, and it was now I'm going to try and pronounce this. It was a soundtrack for a Japanese romantic fantasy film. I don't know if that was an animation. It could have been. And apparently the soundtrack did better than the film. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. But yeah, Dream After Dream, 1980. And the song is Destiny. It's quite a long one. But it hasn't got much lyrics, but it has got lyrics. So we're going to give it a go. Let's get rid of that and put that and that on. As you can see, there isn't much lyric wise, and I haven't jumped over to that, have I? Let's do that now. Right. Oh, come on. Stop in about. Song 5 still showing. There we go. Let's give it. This is very professional, as I said, very professional channel. Let's give it a go, shall we? Here we go. Ooh. Nice.
Destined just to fly. A lonely boy and two lonely girls set sail today in search of golden pearls to carry on with happiness in worlds apart. Destiny with broken hearts fly
Okay, I'm going to just pause it there. That was a long intro, but it was kind of, it was just soothing and peaceful and it was just flowing. It was lovely. And then we've got the strings in there that kind of, and his voice. And I love that layering on the flyaway, getting higher and higher. I don't know if that's him just getting higher and higher, how they've done that, but it sounded cool. I like it. Interesting. I might have to check out the rest of the album to have a listen. As I said, I think it's only the 2 vocal tracks though. But it seems to be a popular album. It's cool and I like it. Let's carry on. strings are awesome. Ooh. Nice. Bit of horns. Trumpet, cornet.
Love and hate crossing in the way to somewhere new, somewhere far away, to carry on with happiness in worlds apart. Destiny with broken hearts fly
Sorry to pause it again. That was awesome. I'm loving those strings. I'm loving the pace picking up, and it's giving me, those strings are giving me vibes of James Bond soundtracks. It's giving me those vibes. It's awesome. I really like it. Oh, that's not though. Ooh. Ah, rattlesnakes. Wow. Unusual outro. It's cool. That was cool. I thought I said that. I said that was giving me James Bond vibes at the first half, and then I said it not anymore. But actually, it could have been like you were switching from one of the movies themed songs to Live and Let Die or something, because we picked up the pace and we got full on rock. And I loved it. It was awesome. It was driving us forward and it was really good. And then we kind of went into another, it was a third, then another third. Then with the last third was kind of a merging of the two. So we had the strings coming back in and it was fantastic. And it sounded awesome. And I loved everything about that, actually. I loved the guitar and I loved the bass line behind. But that gentler start with just the strings as well was beautiful. I'm not quite sure about the outro. That was kind of funky. I thought we were dying off and I thought we've still got like 30 seconds or so to go. What's going to happen? Or just over that, in fact. And then we went rattlesnake territory. That was cool though. I like that a lot. I might have to listen to the rest of that album. That was kind of more experimental feel to it. I like it. What did you think? Anyway, that was the bonus one, and I'm glad I did that. And I know it was a longer track, but I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And for me, it wasn't about Steve Perry's voice in that. That was all about the instruments. That was awesome. That was cool. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought, guys. It's been a long one. I apologise. How long have we been on this? Or nearly an hour. By the time I get off, it will be getting very close to an hour. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you're still with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of the choices. I don't need to know whether they were good or bad, just because, as I said, I don't know which ones I'm picking. I'm just picking. So as they stand, each song, give it its own value. Let me know what you thought of them. Anything else from Journey you'd recommend? Bear in mind that I will have heard the big ones. So, but yeah, anything else you want me to look at? What I'm thinking of doing at some point, I was going to do a slightly different thing and do and have a longer video doing top 5 of a particular year. But when I've gone and looked at those, and people said that was quite a good idea, but when I've gone and looked, I know nearly all of the top 5s of every single bloody year. So there's no point. I'm not going to find anything I haven't heard. But we could start listening to an album instead now and again and do a whole album, or do at least one side and then do a part 2 and do the second side of it the following video. And if you want me to do that, let me know, and we'll do that instead as another little idea. Anyway, that's it from me. Let me know what you think. All of the links to all of these tracks will be in the description. Please go and give them a thumbs up and show some support. Let me know what you thought of each of the tracks. Did you have a favourite? What does Journey mean to you when you think about Journey? And do you enjoy their later stuff? How big a fan are you? I wasn't say I'm a massive fan because I don't know enough of their work. I suppose the one for me would be Queen. Queen was the band that I loved and adored and still do, and I listened to so much of their stuff. There are some tracks that I'm not familiar with, but I know a lot of their stuff. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you thought. Any other bands you think I should do a deep dive on? I'm usually focusing on the 60s, 70s, 80s bands, but let me know. And I'll add them to the list and we'll do more. But for now, I'm going to leave you, love you and leave you. If you enjoyed this, please consider giving me a thumbs up and a comment. I'm sorry. This is the one you get me waffling on a lot. You get to hear a lot of me, I'm afraid. But you can always skip, as you probably have done. You're probably not listening to this now if you have skipped through. I'm going to stop waffling. Have a good day, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Be good. If you can't be good, be careful. I will see you in the next one. Bye.